growing up in Leeds and playing with my brothers on Ilkley Moor, hunting the gruffalo with my daughters in Thetford Forest. The countryside has always played an important part in my life. I'm proud that our nation has some of the most beautiful, varied and evocative landscapes in the world. The vast skies and broads of East Anglia, the mountains and fells of the Lake District, the gardens of Fletcher Moss here in Manchester. These natural assets are our lifeblood. They support our prosperity and they stimulate our souls. So many of these landscapes were shaped by the forces of trade and enterprise. They look how they do today because of farmers, thinkers, and entrepreneurs. I want to unleash a new generation of pioneers in the countryside, in food, and the environment. We've got some of the most exciting, creative, go-getting people in the world. Far-sighted farmers, like Peter and Di Westernage, who are using new techniques to transform dairy production in their part of Devon. Innovative gin distillers, building on centuries of London tradition to develop new products and attract new customers. And scientists using data to track illegal fishing and monitor the nests of some of our rarest birds. I don't want these people to be held back. It's free markets that enable people to pursue their dreams and to create prosperity. It's access to information and free speech that helps us understand the world and make progress. And where people don't have these freedoms, we've seen some of the greatest declines in the natural world, with species driven to extinction and habitats despoiled. And as countries become wealthier, they want to invest in the environment, planting trees, cleaning up rivers, and tackling air pollution. I believe that a strong environment and a healthy economy go hand in hand. And that's why it's so important that we are open to the world. I want us to compete, to reform, and to liberate. Of course, this doesn't mean that everything is rosy. Take dairy farming, for example. Despite having some of the best land in the world for dairy farming and our great British weather, despite having innovative and hard-working farmers, and despite being #1 in the world for animal welfare, the industry is struggling with tough conditions and low global prices. I'm determined to help our farmers through their current difficulties so they can build an appetite for dairy around the world and build on our proud history as a trading nation. And that's why we are working hard by offering farmers more security and stability with tax averaging. We're tackling bovine TB. We're promoting the Great brand and local food brands from Produced in Norfolk to Taste of the West. And we are seeing progress. Supermarkets are responding to the growing demand for British food. They're now producing their own brand desserts in the UK instead of in Germany. They're making their yogurt with British rather than French milk. And dairy exports have risen by 60% since 2009. It is a tough slog, but it is the way that industry will succeed. And indeed, all industries in this country will succeed. Enterprise, innovation, and hard work. Food is our largest manufacturing sector. It's bigger than cars and aerospace put together. It employs 1 in 8 people. But I believe it can be even better, delivering more jobs and more opportunity. I believe that we can grow more, we can sell more, and we can buy more British food. Britain is uniquely placed with its vivid history and its global outlook to be a great food nation. And being a great food nation means that we champion success and we encourage innovation and we promote competition, both here and overseas. It means making it easier for startups to enter the market and making it exciting ideas to take root. And at DEFRA, this means we need to challenge pointless regulation and streamline and modernize our organization. I'm very fortunate to have a fantastic team working with me on this who are sitting here today in the front row. Mark Spencer, my excellent PPS. George Eustace, whose Cornish farming roots bring experience and common sense to the job, which is very, very necessary when dealing with Brussels. Rory Stewart, whose formidable mind is being put to good use, developing a new 25-year plan for the environment. And in the Lords, we've got Lord Gardner, whose knowledge of the countryside and its activities is second to none. We've reduced regulations for farmers, and in this Parliament we'll cut another £500 million of red tape, in addition to the 300 million we cut in the last Parliament. And from next year, farmers will have a single farm inspection task force. I want to see our farmers farming, not form filling. And we're going to crack down on waste cowboys through on-the-spot fines, enabling law-abiding businesses to thrive. We'll give farmers and landowners the power to manage their own watercourses, saving money and reducing flood risk. DEFRA is a treasure trove of data, research and information, which for too long has been hidden away. At Kew, we don't just have the beautiful botanic gardens, but we've got a hothouse of expertise, creating and digitizing the world's biggest plant database, a truly global asset. And on an unassuming business park in Harwell in Oxfordshire, we've got some of the world's most advanced data, collected by satellites, powerful enough to identify a tiny leaf bud from space. We've got the largest collection of environmental data on Earth here in the UK, coupled with world-leading research and expertise. And I want to liberate it. I want to liberate it for the benefit of entrepreneurs, for charities, and for conservationists. The potential for our economy and our environment is huge. In the coming months, we're going to unleash 8,000 sets of data. And this information will have a vast number of uses. It will enable farmers and food producers to boost their crop yields and to improve productivity. It will help us protect marine wildlife in an area of the ocean 3.5 times the size of Britain. And it will harness the talents of our citizen scientists and all those in this country who care about nature. Children are at the heart of this. Thanks to our new rigorous national curriculum, children will be learning about where food comes from and the proper names of trees and animals. My ambition is that this generation will be more connected to food, more connected to nature and the countryside than ours is. I want every child to know the joy and wonder of the great outdoors. Our children should be climbing trees, not climbing the walls. And indeed, we will plant over 11 million trees during the course of this Parliament. A greater understanding of food and the environment will not only be life-enhancing, but for many of those youngsters, it will provide a secure job and a secure future. The stereotypes of food and farming are outdated. This is an innovative, high-tech industry, and my ambition is for food and farming to be a top destination for high-flying graduates, as prestigious as medicine and as cutting-edge as Tech City. And that's why we're working with businesses to treble the number of apprenticeships in food and farming over the next 5 years. The countryside is an economic powerhouse. It's a vital part of our One Nation economy. Rural areas generate large numbers of startups, with 1/4 of all of our firms but only 1/5 of the population. We will turbocharge this, providing security and opportunity for all. That's why this summer we launched our first ever Rural Productivity Plan to invest in education and skills to improve our broadband and mobile. And as part of a living, working countryside, I want thriving villages where people are able to live and work. We're also looking at the planning constraints businesses face, so we can make it easier for them to start up and grow. In the future, I want it to be as easy to open a business in Cornwall as it is in Camden. We all know that liberty and opportunity go hand in hand. Not that you would hear that from Labour. They think the only way to improve our environment and to help rural communities is to turn back the clock. Their vision is one of quotas and controls rather than innovation and enterprise. They want to hold back our farming industry, ignoring advances in science and technology. They want us to abandon our cars. Perhaps not difficult if you live in Islington. Now, some of these views may be sincerely held, but they are backwards, they are dangerous, and they are wrong. Britain faces a choice. Do we put our heads under the duvet, ignore the modern world and the challenges we face? Or do we hold our heads up high, embrace technology, and seek to be world leaders? Science and data will be vital in helping us to navigate the challenges ahead, be it mitigating the impact of climate change, improving air quality, or producing enough food to feed a growing population. With free enterprise and the ingenuity of our people, I believe we can both grow our economy and improve the environment. I'm proud that in this country, we have some of the world's greatest food and finest landscapes, some of its most innovative farmers and most passionate advocates for the environment. I believe that we have a massive opportunity to inspire a new generation with optimism about the future. Building a great food nation, creating a thriving countryside, inspiring our children through nature. This is how we will provide security, stability, and opportunity for all. This is how we will secure a better future.